All right, sixth grade, module 2, lesson 4, problem set. All right, we're going to walk you through what I expect from you in all of these, okay? So we have done a bunch of this already. You can look back at the classwork that we did together, look back at the lesson video, review the formula that we have right here that we talked about how to divide fractions, okay? So you've got this. 1 through 3 here, there are a total of 9 questions here that are all operational. So we've talked about how to divide fractions. You should be able to do this right here. And guess what else? 6 and 7 are also operational. So you're operational. You have 11 total, all worth 3 points each. So down here, look, 6 and 7. You don't need to draw a model. You can skip that part. Skip that part. Find the answer to these down here. Okay, so they're just like these up here. So you got 11 questions times 3 points each. That means you got 33 points right there in your operations. All right, and so I've done these, but I'll work through one just for fun. Let's do 1B together because it's a fun one because it's got a whole number in it. So we want to divide 2/3 divided by 4. So first of all, we need to turn 4 into a fraction. So how would we do that? 4 over 1, right? 4 over 1 is equal to 4. Fantastic. So we just transform it into that. And since we're dividing, we're going to take the reciprocal of the divisor. So we're going to flip the divisor on its head. The dividend stays the same, 2/3. And instead of dividing, we're going to multiply the reciprocal. And we multiply tops times tops and bottoms times bottoms. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 4 is 12. Very good. So 2 over 12 is a correct answer, but we can simplify 2/12, yeah? Because we can divide both parts by 2. We can divide 2 by 2 to get 1, and 12 by 2 to get 6. 1/6 is equal to 2/12. So I'm going to have my simplified answer here as my final answer. So I have equals 1/6 right here for 1B. So when I go to type my answer into the Google Doc, or what is it? It's a Google form. You're going to go to with question 1B, and I'll have it as, okay, open parentheses, because we like our fractions in parentheses. Nice and neat. 1/6. Just like that. And you just use the backslash as your fraction bar. All right, so that leaves 4 and 5 to be our constructive response problems. There are 2 of them. So constructive response, there are 2 problems times 5 points each. That means you have a total of 10 points in constructive response problems, meaning that there are a total of 43 points. 43 points possible, but I'll make it, we'll call it a 30 point. It's going to be a 30-point assignment. All right, so just so you know how I go about this, okay? All right, give you a little bit of leeway, a little bit of room to wiggle and grow and get better. I might make it 25, but for now it'll be 30. Until otherwise, it's 30 points, and anything extra is just good for you. Congratulations. Okay, so you got 2 word problems down here. Let's talk about them. I'll go ahead because I want to. I think I hate this one. Yeah, summer situation. So I'm going to do 4 and just give you an example of what a good constructive response answer would look like. Summer used 2/5 of her ground beef to make burgers. If she used 3/4 pounds of beef, geez. How much beef did she have at first? Well, based on my thinking, because this is a lesson about dividing fractions, I would assume that I'm going to divide 2/5 by 3/4, and that would make sense because she used 3/4 pounds of beef, and she only used a total of 2/5 of her beef to do what she had did. So if we divide that by how much she used, we should get the whole amount that she started with. if I'm correct, which it doesn't matter because I'm giving you the answer. If you think differently, please let me know. You can leave a comment or just tell me in person if you felt like you did something in this problem and it was different and maybe it was better, then great. But this is my thinking of it. So you have 2/5 divided by 3/4, so we'll invert the divisor, 4/3, invert, and multiply. So we'll have 2 times 4, which is 8, and 5 times 3, which is 15. And so that means we had 8/15 pounds of ground beef. Yeah. 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 Definitely. Definitely. Hold on. Yeah, I knew there was a good reason I didn't want to give you all this one. So, she used 3/4 pound of beef. So she used 3/4 pound of beef. That represented 2/5 of what she had. So we want to divide 3/4 by 2/5. It makes a difference, and I sort of figured that out logically when it turned out that the amount that she had before was less than what she used. But anyway, I'm giving y'all this one, so forgive my transgression. Anyway, so they want you to divide 3/4 by 2/5. So that's what we'll do here. So remember to invert the divisor. So you have 3/4 the dividend stays the same, and we invert the divisor, 5/2, and we multiply. That's going to give me 15/8. And I did the math on it, and that makes sense. Yeah, that worked. Okay. All right. So let's make that a let's make that as a final answer, as a constructive response question. Okay, so 15/8 is also 1 7/8. I'm going to use 15/8 because I like improper fractions more than mixed numbers. If you like the mixed number better, great. Use the mixed number. That's fine. It's a little more complex than, it's actually a little bit harder to write it. I'll show you how to write it either way. Okay, so we go to number 4 in our Google document or the whatever, the form. Into the form, we're going to write, what was the question even again? I'm not a word person guy. So Summer used this much beef. She used that much. How much did she? So the question was, how much did she have at first? So so to restate the question, at first, Summer had. So that's a good reflection of the question right there. And then I can put my answer, which I'll put in parentheses, 15/8 as the fraction, or, and I'll write this, I'm just going to write this as a mixed number so you can see how I want you to write it, 1 and 7/8 if you prefer to write it as an improper fraction, as a mixed number again. That's how I want you to use it, even though that's not like technically correct. It would actually be like this. You know what? And if you want to write it as a mixed number, you need to write it like this: 1 plus 7/8. Okay, or that the fraction or the mixed number version of the end. Pounds of beef. Summer started with that many pounds of beef. That's how much extra pounds of beef I had after summer. Okay. Pounds of beef. And then you showed some work, so that's great. That's a full thought, a complete sentence, and that is worth 3 points right there. So, 5 points, I should say. You restated the question, had everything I asked in it. So I'm going to leave 5 for you. I'm going to read it, and then you can try it on your own. I'm going to give you some hints though here. So if you wanted to try it on your own, skip this part. But Alistair has 5 pounds. Alistair has 5 half-pound chocolate bars. Incredible. So he has 5 half-pound chocolate bars. Great. It takes 1.5 pounds of chocolate, broken into chunks, to make a batch of cookies. How many batches can Alistair make with the chocolate he has on hand? So we have 5 halves of a pound. It takes 1.5 pounds to do a cake. So there's your problem right there. That's how you would do it. So you need to turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. Remember your cheat code. We take the whole number, multiply it times the denominator. 1 times 2 is 2. We add that to the numerator. So we get 3 over 2. So you'll have a problem like this, right? And you divide by 3 halves. You know how to do this. You did it all up here, so you'll find an answer. You will restate the question. So in this case, the question is how many batches can Alistair make? The chocolate he has on hand. So you could say with the chocolate he has on hand, he can make blank number of batches, whatever your answer was right here. Okay? All right. Great work, guys. I'll see y'all next one.